All right, so let's talk a little bit. We're going to spend a few minutes on what is the role of capital in your business, and this is going to help you understand why, how, and where to find your funding. Okay, it is a tool. It's not cash in your pocket. When you get capital, it has to be and should be set aside and used for the business. I forgot to bring the book, but a good friend of ours, David, wrote the book. It's called Profit First for Real Estate Investors. Has anybody seen that, read that? I know all of our deal partners in here have it. And he encourages you to set up an OPM account. And I'm going to tell you all this right now. You should still read the book, but this is a big piece from the book, is set up a checking account, totally separate, title it OPM, other people's money. Put that over here. Don't let it intermingle with your regular checking account. Why? Because you don't want to accidentally start spending it. You want to protect it, okay? Smart investors use capital to grow big. What are some things that we can use capital to help us grow big? What do y'all think? Marketing. Yeah. What?
Property.
Yeah, buying the property. What else? Coaching. Yeah. I mean, we have an event coming up. It's, a couple $100. You could get funding for that. But also you could get private coaching, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, and you could use that to grow your business. What else? I'd say just setting up the business, right? Setting up the business and growing, okay? So all those things will help you invest. So marketing, investing in branding maybe. I wouldn't use someone else's money for branding, but marketing, coaching, doing partnerships, that sort of thing. All right, so the biggest piece that we found through private funding in our business is that when you have it available, when you have capital available, it allows you to grab opportunities that otherwise you would miss. Does that make sense? How many of you have seen an opportunity in the last 30 days? Right? Me? We just saw one. Rochelle's going to try to make an offer on it tomorrow, hopefully. And how many of you have seen that and said, man, if I had the funds, I'd buy that right now? Yep. It's the same conversation. Everybody, we all have that. If you're a beginner, you have that at one level. If you've been doing this for 20 years, you still have that same conversation with yourself. It's just on a different level or a different place, okay? So it helps you grab those opportunities. Now, the mindset of smart investors is really, really important, which is why I'm talking about capital in this way, is that when you think of capital as part of the business, as an investment for the business, it becomes fun to make it grow. Tony Robbins wrote a book, and now I can't think of the name of it, but I think it's Mastering the Game. Has anybody seen that? Y'all know what I'm talking about? So it's Mastering the Game of Finance, where he interviewed, I think, top 100 finance people, hedge fund managers, investors. And he basically talks about how they just master the game, and it becomes fun for them to grow capital. Who thinks it would be fun to watch capital grow? Me too. If you didn't raise your hand, you're either not listening or I'm not sure what you're doing. You're in the wrong room probably. So thinking about growing, not just saving, right? Saving is important, but growing is how your business survives and gets bigger, and how you provide wealth and generational wealth to your kids and those around you. So when we use the capital properly for investments, we can get to our goals faster. Remember the things we talked about? Marketing. Who in here has a business but they don't do any marketing? Exactly. You can't have a business without marketing. Who wishes they had more marketing? Right? Yeah, because what is more marketing, at least good marketing, should equal more results and growing and getting to your goals faster. All right? Coaching is a prime example. I'm glad you said it, because when you have a coach or a mentor or somebody that's done this before, you can literally pay them, use capital to go faster. They answer your questions without you having to make mistakes, right? So that's the mindset of smart investors, okay? So now let's talk about, why does it matter in real estate? We've talked about a few of these things. Super speed in the deals. When you have enough capital in your business or available to your business, you can move faster. You can say, I want that deal. I'm going to get that deal. Let's go get it. Okay? And so you don't miss. You can say yes when others can't, because you have that capital already. Having access to capital means more chances to win. If you're waiting for a deal to close before making an offer, how many days and how many offers are going to pass you by? Who's been in that situation? Me. Yes, we all have. It's okay. The goal is to get past that situation, right? Where you have access and you can move to the next and to the next, all right? So there is a cost to every opportunity that's missed. If you're waiting for more capital, there's deals passing you by. One thing that Rehab Wallet just talked about is they move fast. They can close you in 7 days. There are deals that require that if you don't have that, it's gone. You've missed it. It's done. Foreclosures are through the roof right now, and many of them don't call us home buyers. Ted's shaking his head. We've got a couple right now where they don't call us until the foreclosure auction. Was it today? It was today. Or yesterday. Many of us got the phone call last week. Hey, I'm going to auction on Monday. Can you buy my house? And we're like, no. You should have called us a few weeks ago. But speed helps you not miss those, okay? More time equals more lost opportunity. You guys, if you are waiting, you're losing deals, okay? If it takes you longer to learn something, then you're missing out on opportunity, okay? Having that capital keeps you from missing out. So every missed chance is like lost money, equity that you could have had in the deal, your wealth going out the window, okay? Can we all agree on that? Speed is important. Yes? Yes? Can I get a yes? All right. All right. So here's a couple of strategies for using your capital wisely. We talked about a few of them. Making good choices like a game strategy. It's how do we make it grow? Warren Buffett famously said, I'll mess up his quote, but basically, if you don't lose, just keep growing. Don't go backwards. Every time you lose compounding interest, you lose the compounding of time. Just don't go backwards, okay? Wise capital moves make you win bigger. So when you have that capital ready, you can make good moves. The other beautiful thing about having the capital ready is you don't feel the pressure of missing a deal. I got to get this one now, because you weren't waiting before. You're waiting on the right deal, and when it comes, you're ready to pounce, okay? It's like water for your business. That's what helps it grow. Growth comes faster with more investments. Putting the profits in the business helps it boom. But the really nice thing is when you guys build a business, and if you read that book by David, Profit First, he talks about building the business, having money go back in the business, but then taking profit for the owner. It's really hard to pull profit out for the owner when you are trying to self-fund everything. If you don't have access to lenders, you don't have access to private capital, you don't have access to any capital for your marketing and that sort of thing, you end up putting all your money in, and then at the end of the day, you have no profit. Who's ever been in that situation, right? You just keep working, and then at the end of the year, there's nothing left in the account. Well, that was no fun, right? So having access to capital allows you to pull some money off for yourself. All right, capital and, of course, risk management. It's a safety net. You're able to make and take smarter risks when you have access to capital. And then, of course, more access means a bigger safety net, okay? One of the best things we ever did was business lines of credit in the company, so that if for some reason 1 month we close one deal versus the 8 we expected, but we could fund the business there, and then the next month we can close 6 or 7 and catch it up, right? So that's what access to capital allows you to do. Now, what's the role of private capital? Now, let me transition us from money to capital to private capital, okay? Private capital is faster. It is just so much faster. It is easier, way easier than banks. Who said, what does the bank need from us? What does the bank need from you to do a loan, a traditional?
Income.
Credit, income, blood type, right? Social security number, firstborn child, everything, right? Bank statements. It's hard. It is a lot of work to fill out all that paperwork. So banks are difficult to get going. And so when you have access to the private lenders, you can go and do it quicker and easier. Like having a rich friend to help you out. I say that kind of cavalier, but because I've already said how important it is to take care of their money, right? This is so important. And when they're close to you, you should be taking way better care of their money than your own. All right. But it is literally the secret weapon that can supercharge your deals, supercharge your business, because you know when you get these private lenders, like I'm going to show you how to do in just a second, when you have them, you've talked to them, you've secured, soft commitments and said, yes, I'm in, you could then move with confidence to build your business. And who would like to just not worry about the funding and worry about finding the next deal? Can I get an amen? Right? It is so much easier to just go find the next deal, run your numbers, versus trying to go and find funding every single time. All right, so success steps. Like, there are clues to this. We did this. We've been doing this for the last few years. And we've kind of broken it down to how you can find the people, present the deals, protect their money, and ultimately keep doing it. Like, put it on repeat. Okay? So we're going to jump into this. If y'all have questions, you can let me know, like shout it out, raise your hand. This is going to be literally how to find those private lenders, okay? So the first question for everyone here is, who is a private lender? Who could be a private lender? What's the answer? Everyone. I tried to make that not show up, but it kept doing it. I don't know why. So when I click, I think it's going to spin. Like, that's why wouldn't it just... Anyway, you guys got it right. Everyone is a potential private money lender. Who in here says, no, not my brother. No, not so-and-so, not my mom, right? Who in here is right now just said, no, not them? Raise your hand. It's okay. You all know somebody right now that you're like, nope, they're not a private. They ain't got nothing. They can't rub 2 nickels together, right? That's true. We all know people. We might be those people. We don't have anything. But does that mean there's not a potential to be a private money lender in the future? Or that they could be a contact to a private money lender? So when you eliminate people in your mind, you are cutting out opportunities to talk and to share your message about how you can help people make better returns on their capital. Okay? Does that make sense? So don't eliminate people right off the top. They're still potential connections. Okay? All right, so let's talk about kind of how to find those private money lenders. There's a lot of different ways. One way would be right here in this room. Who in here, maybe I shouldn't do this. I'll do it anyway. If you want to raise your hand, you can raise your hand. Who in here has capital that they would lend for deals? Wes, raise your hand. Yep, yeah. See? They did. I was a little nervous that you wouldn't raise your hand. So there's a couple of people in here right now that want to lend. That is their business, to lend money. And some of them want you to know it and want you to come talk to them about it. Okay? Some of them don't want you to know it. They want to keep it quiet. And they're like, please don't come talk to me. So ask people you know. Start with friends and family. Why do we start with friends and family? They already know you. They already trust you. Trust is the biggest hurdle right there because the banks don't. But your friends and family, well, it depends on who you are, I guess. They know you. If you aren't trustworthy, they will tell you fast and they'll say no. But then go to real estate meetings just like this. Talk to people. There's multiple meetings. There's other places that investors get together. Talk about it. I put this on here. Use social media to share your real estate journey. And I say this with an asterisk. I never shared our real estate journey, Michelle and I, from 2007, 2008, until I told my hotel managers that I was leaving in February of 2018. Because my job, I was a hotel GM. I was the president of the hotel association, hotel restaurant association. Like, that was who I was. So me talking about my real estate journey and all this and showing the flips and the rehabs, that would not work for the job I had. Who in here has a job like that they can't share all this? Right. So there's plenty of people, and I get that. I totally get it. I kind of wish we had found a way back then to do this, but honestly, I don't know another way other than starting a fake account. But then your friends and family aren't on it anyway. So y'all are kind of at a disadvantage for that. So you really have to double down on the face-to-face, just telling people what you do, right? Because your work people, you just can't have them see it, all right? So this is what I tell people, our deal partners. This is part of the training in there, where it's share with at least 20 people. Start with the closest people proximity-wise, so friends, family, neighbors. Share with at least 20 of those close proximity people what you're doing, how you do it, what their capital could do, and how you protect it. Okay? You want to be able to say that all in one sitting if they have questions, but you don't go over to your neighbor and say, hey, do you have investment capital? I'd like to take it and give you 10%. Here's this house. I'll put a mortgage on it. That's not going to work. But what you do say is share your story in real estate. And you guys can write this down. It's when people ask what you do or what you're doing in real estate, you say, well, I use friends and family's investment capital to buy renovation or buy rehab properties or buy Airbnbs or buy rental houses, whatever it is you do. I use friends and family's investment capital to help them earn outsized returns on their capital while buying rehabs, renovations, whatever it is you buy. You don't ask them to borrow money. You just tell them what you do. Okay? Does that make sense? Can y'all say that to people? You could tell your mama that, right? Should be fine. She may not give you any money, but you're sharing. Start with 20 because then you'll get that message down. You'll understand the questions they have, and then you can grow from there. Okay? So I want you to kind of write down 20, your closest 20 people, and go from there. All right, here's another way. So we talked a lot about what does capital do for a business. Well, it can speed up things. It's kind of like speed dating, and you can use it in private money as well. Who in here has heard of Private Money Club? A couple of you? I think Stephen is going to be here for Noah's event this weekend. And so I think he's like director of development or something like that. Chris Nagel started this. It's Private Money Club. It might be pmc.com, but you can actually go there. And if you want to go, if you want to get a link, let me know. I'll send you a link. But if you pay, they have a service. I think it's $1,500 a year. You can pay them. You can invest to speed up, and it's literally speed dating with private money lenders. All right. So they're all on the platform. You tell them about your deal, and you can do it. Does that make sense? You guys? So there's ways to speed these things up and get kind of cut in front of the line with private money, just like your investing business, which is kind of cool. So Stephen will be here. If you guys want to connect, I can connect you with him. He was at an event with Michelle and I last week. And so hopefully we'll grab lunch with him on Friday. But let me know if you have any questions on that. How to qualify. Okay, so you're talking to your top 20 people, your friends, your family, your neighbors. Shout out to me what you think they're going to say. Put yourself in their shoes. What do they say? What? What's the catch? What was that?
Don't have any money.
I don't have any money. Yep. What else?
Yes.
What, Julia? What's in it for me, like the investor? The giving the money. Yep. What's in it for them? What else?
Why would you leave your job?
Why would you? Yeah. Why would you leave your job? What else?
How can I secure these funds?
How can I secure? It's a good one. All right. So all good questions. The reason you start with these top 20 is because you're going to get these questions. And it's easier to answer them or tell them, I'll get back to you. I got to call Andrew real quick and get that answer for you when they're close friends and family. But when you're talking to them, you need to qualify them. You need to understand whether or not this is even a thing for them. Are they even do they even comprehend the concept of earning interest? Remember we talked about it becomes a game, using capital to make capital? Some people just aren't there yet. And why do you guys think there's a lot of people not there yet? We haven't been taught this. Did anybody learn this in school? If you did, I want to send my kids there. It's not taught. This is completely foreign to 99% of Americans, which is it's insane. It's insane. It would be super easy to raise capital or raise private funds if everybody knew about this, right? If everybody understood this eighth wonder of the world, interest, it would be way easier. We would just say, hey, I'm paying you this much interest, and they would start sending the money. So do you have investment capital? That's a good question to ask people. If they're investors and they're in the game, they'll say yes. Like they get it. They know. Absolutely, I have investment capital. If they're like, no, what's that? I don't know. Then you can go to the savings account. Do you have a savings account that's just sitting there, not earning you any interest? I put in there at least 6% interest. Have you ever heard of a savings account giving 6% interest? Never, right? Would it be absurd to think a savings account giving 6% interest? Pretty absurd. And so that's why you want to say that, because they'll be like, what? Is that possible? Because then you can provide the solution. A retirement account. The book that I mentioned, Mastering the Game, I'm pretty sure that's where it is, where they actually go through your retirement account, and this is a scary thing. And if you guys do this and just do the calculation of how much money you lose because they suck out the fees, and then it doesn't seem that bad, like, oh, it's just 1% fees. Well, that's 1% compounded interest that you're losing every single year, plus the trade fees and the maintenance fees and all this stuff. It's incredible to see the loss that's happening there. And I wish I'll go find it. I think it's in that book. I'll put it in the Facebook group. And if they're like, yes, I have a 401k, an IRA. Well, there's Unified Wealth is the company that they can use to move their money into a self-directed IRA, and then you can use those funds to do deals. If they say no to all that stuff, what do we say when we're looking for houses and they tell us no? What do we say?
Do you know anyone?
Do you know anyone who does? You're on the phone, or you're in front of them. Might as well get a referral. Like, who else? Who do you know? Do you know anyone who does? All right, so these are qualifying questions. You've got to understand where your friends, your family, these potential private lenders are, and you have to meet them there, okay? If they answer yes, affirmative to these questions, then you present your solution, which is, I'll show you here. All right, how to present the deals. This is, I guess I should ask. Between finding people to talk to and then explaining the deal, who thinks finding the people's harder?
Yes.
Okay. Who thinks explaining the deal is harder? Okay, I got a little bit of both. So this is just who you are, right? Are you more comfortable with the numbers and the education you have in real estate and you're confident with real estate? Or are you more comfortable with people and you know people and you connect with people, right? So these are two very, very difficult pieces and parts to get over. These are huge humps. And for any of y'all that have done this, like, you deserve a pat on the back, because most people don't. You just don't, because this is hard. It's hard to talk to people about money, which is why it's not money, it's what? It's capital. All right, so how to present the deals, y'all. This is the number one, hands down, best trick in the world. Do a video. Just do a video. I have my video, I put it here. So if you go to dealfindersclub.com/free resources, go there, put your name and email, and it'll kick you a link to the video that's on our Facebook page. YouTube page. It's unlisted, so you can't search it or whatever on YouTube. So you got to get the link to see it. So go there, watch it, and just copy it. Well, don't copy. Like, you put in your own stuff. But copy the format of the video and just do one. You could do it on your phone, and then you can just send it to people when they have questions, right? If you talk to them and they're like, yeah, I have investment capital. Awesome. Watch this. Okay? You can, it's just the hack that will speed this process up. It'll make you more efficient, more professional. Okay? When you get to presenting the actual deal, you really should treat it just like you're presenting to a bank. Why? They're going to be your bank. Do you think someone that's going to hand over 10, 30, 100,000 wants you to have a professional look with their money? Yes. Everyone should say yes. You've got to be professional. This is their money. This might be their hard-earned savings, right? So present the deal just like you would to a bank. Okay? If you don't know how to do that, Rehab Wallet can show you how to do that. So there's questions. They want to know. You need to tell them what it is now. What's it going to be? How much is it going to cost to get there? And then what are you going to do at the end? And how long is it going to take? Okay? You have to tell them the whole story. And don't be afraid to tell them how much money you're going to make. Because if you tell them, yeah, they run through all these numbers and yeah, I'm probably going to make 40 grand on this deal. They are going to be more confident in giving you the money if they think there's a $40,000 spread on the end if things go wrong, right? So don't be afraid to tell them that, or at least give them enough info so they can deduce that, all right? Be sure to tell them how much money they can make. Do the math, okay? Show it. Show them what the percent would be, what it equals out to. Be ready to answer questions. Think about all those questions that we talked about earlier. As you talk to those first 20 people, those questions will be the same questions that everybody asks you. So part of that video that we created, it answers some of those questions, okay? It answers a lot of those questions in video form. Don't make I think my video is like 18 minutes, which is really too long, I think. It should not be a long video, like 15 minutes or less, okay? Because who's going to watch anything longer than that? Nobody, right? You might because it's you, but nobody else. Maybe your kids will. Michelle definitely, she cuts me off super fast. It's like 2 minutes, done. All right, how to protect your lenders. Who thinks this is important? Yeah, absolutely. Guys, this is so important. If you don't know how you're going to protect them, are they going to give you the money? No. Are they going to laugh in your face? Yes, and they should. if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know how to protect their money, then you don't have any business asking. Okay? So, how are you going to protect their money? Use a contract. Write down the agreement. You don't have to have a fancy form 3-page contract. If you just write down what you agree to and hand that to an attorney, they'll do the paperwork. But don't take any money, don't take any funding or capital, don't take any capital until documents are signed. Agreements are signed, okay? Use an attorney, okay? Secure the investments with notes and mortgages. Promissory note, you can do a promissory note. You can attach it. A lot of times what we like to do, because we turn properties so fast, is we attach it to a property that we own that has a lot of equity. That way you don't have to keep doing it over and over. But if you're doing property to property, then put some mortgage right there. It should be a first mortgage. The attorney will do all that for you. All right. Show them the plan. Tell the lenders exactly how you're going to use the money, exactly how you're going to pay them back. Okay? We've got some of the deal partners in here that have set up and done this with some private lenders. And it was really easy because the lenders are a part of the plan. They're in the plan. They're doing it. They're a big piece of it. Do you think if you were using family or friends' money and you said, hey, do you want to flip a house with me? Do you think that they might be a little bit more encouraged to share some of their capital? Yeah. Let them come in. Let them be a part of it. Be generous with what you're doing, okay? Share it. Always keep them updated. Marissa is so thankful that she's part of our team, because she's the one that keeps everybody updated, because Andrew forgets. And so but keeping your lenders updated, let them know what's going on. Send them pictures. If it's your first, second deal with a lender, like, let them know it's okay to kill their inbox, right? Send them pictures every week. That's totally fine. They'll tell you to stop. But if you keep them updated, they're going to like it. They're going to enjoy it. They're going to want to do it again. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. So protecting them legally, right? Giving them rights. What I always tell people, if I go and take the money and run to Jamaica, you get the property, right? And unfortunately, in today's world, like, that money is not going to last very long, so I have to come back anyway, right? So keep them protected legally, but then also keep them mentally secure. Does that make sense? This is super important for building your business, okay? And doing that is going to help you repeat the process to build your business, okay? So do great work. If you're sharing on, social media, share it. Show people. Show your lenders. Invite them over. Send them the update emails. Send them the listing when it hits the market. Let them be a part of it. Let them feel the excitement of, oh, this one's about to go. Let's go. Document it. We have an incredible spreadsheet with but the 82 plus this year. Like, we just continue to go where it's a documented spreadsheet of how much our private lenders are making. And I probably should have looked at that, and I'll put it in the Facebook group. But it goes and it tells exactly how much our private lenders have made over the last few years of doing deals with us. Not individually, some of them have their own, but as a collective group. Sharing that, documenting that, it helps build for the next one, right? This is big. Again, thanks to our team for making sure that we do this, is to always say thank you. Y'all, when it was just me and Michelle doing this business, and we had like one private lender, it was really easy just to go over and shake a hand, say thank you. Right now, if we do 82 of them every year, sometimes we don't get to see that person. And a lot of lenders don't want to see you. They honestly don't want to think about you. They want their money, their capital to be making more, right? They want little baby capitals. And so, but don't forget to say thank you. Don't forget to reach out. Again, like that's not my forte, but we have a team that keeps us on it to send a letter, say thank you, send a text. And again, share your success and tell people about it. It will help you repeat this process to build your business.
Thanks for listening to the REI Deal Finders podcast. You can find out more and apply to be a part of the REI Deal Finder community at reidealfinders.club.